And the last thing we want to look at are our two special cases again. So the first one is the difference of squares. We could factor this exactly like we have been. What we would need to do is to rewrite this as 9x squared plus there aren't any x's minus 1. Then I could say I need a box. (9x squared was my first term, -1 was my last term. If I multiply those together, I get -9. So I need two things that multiply to -9, but add up to nothing in the middle. There was no x term. Those two numbers would have been 3 and -3. So we get 3x and -3x. And then if I look for the greatest common factor of each row and column, the first row I can divide both of those by 3x. And to get 9x squared, it must have been 3x times 3x. 3x times 1 is 3x, and 3x times -1 is -3x. +1 times -1 is -1, so that checks out. And that means that this factors into 3x plus 1 times 3x minus 1. This is a special case because we said the only way to get two terms when I multiply binomials together is if I had a sum and difference. So we could do it this way every time, right? And that's okay. Or we could save ourselves some time if we recognize the pattern. When we looked at multiplying, we looked at the sum and difference pattern. We said that a times -b and +b times a would always cancel out. So in this pattern, we only had to multiply the first term and the last term. So 2x times 2x was 2x squared, right? Or 2x times 2x, that was 4x squared. And +3 times -3 was going to be a negative, and then really it would just be whatever 3 squared is, 3 times 3. So we'd end up with -9, right? Anytime I have a quadratic term and a constant term, the ax squared and the minus c, we must have started with a sum and difference. So if we work backwards, I see that I don't have a bx term. I could put a 0x in the middle and then factor like normal, or I could recognize that I know the square root of each of these terms. The square root of x squared would be x, and the square root of 16 is 4. So that means as a sum and difference, it would be x plus 4 times x minus 4. As you get to do a lot of factoring, right, recognizing this pattern starts to just make things quicker, right? But it's just like it's a pattern to recognize. It's a shortcut. We can factor the same way we've been factoring without using this, right? So if you don't recognize the pattern yet, that's okay, as long as you know how to factor it somehow, right? In the next one, before I can do that, I see that there's something that I can divide both of those terms by. And I could divide them both by 2. So if I undistribute a 2 first, I would have a 2 on the outside, and then 25x squared minus 4 left on the inside. So now I'm looking just at the part in parentheses. I know my final answer is still going to have a 2, but I want to be able to break what's left into two binomials, right? And I see that I have 25x squared, right? The square root of 25 was 5, and the square root of 4 was 2. Since I knew the square root of both of those things, I could write this as a sum and difference. So 5x plus 2 times 5x minus 2. Be really careful though. This pattern is always only going to work if I have a positive b times a negative b, right? So it only works if that middle sign is negative. So it has to be a difference of squares. See if you could look at those practice problems.